Hello there, everyone. Okay, so I've got 2 Grand Arenas recorded on 2 accounts, and that is because I had to take a little break from streaming on Thursday and Friday when I would normally do my streams for round 1, round 2 of GAC. Long story short, I had a bit of bad news. I kind of knew it was going to be coming, so it's not anything serious, but well, it's anything serious, anything life or death, shall we say. But I kind of knew I'd be out of my normal funk if I just went straight into stream in those 2 days. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to book them out. I'm just going to record my rounds. That way, when I want to do something, I've got them ready and loaded. So without further ado, let's get into them. Okay, so yeah, round 1, we were up against GACs. Yeah, nothing too fancy when we look at the start. Similar guild GP, etc. They got less GP than I'd got, so 12.2 to 11.7. We got more Zetas, more GAC Omicrons, better mods. I'm going to say 99 to 32, 293 to 202, and 454 to 409. So they've got good advantages. Higher relics, so 11 to 7 on the 9s, 89 to 75 on the 7s. Datacrons, they rerolled a little bit more, so that was a little concerning. And the biggest disadvantage really was the fact that you look here, they got Low Vader and Glat. We've got other GLs, so that was a big one. Plus they got Balin, so that was another thing we kind of had to be wary of. So yeah, this is one that generally makes me feel bad as a content, well, not content creator, but as a Swaggo player. The fact that this guy's obviously got pretty much everything of note with less GP, it makes me feel like I've done something wrong. But hey-oh, it's how we all play the game, isn't it? So with that little overview done, let's see what they did. So let's get my player up. So as you can see here, I'm going to pause just so that I can actually comment on it. We got Glat, we got Rey, we got Qui-Gon Omi, and even though my face cam was obscuring it a little bit, we have got Queen Amidala here. So let's just fast forward a little bit, otherwise we'll be here for quite some time, I think. Oh, here we go. Let me slow down again. We've got the Great Mothers, we've got Balin, we've got Jabba, and my face cam's hiding it, but we've got Dash Rendar lead. Now, I get what they were doing here, because what has been hidden... Oh, hang about. Let me try and pause this properly this time. As you can see, they've got Vandor, Sana, Queel, and IG. So they're going for a similar kind of team to the one that's been popularized recently with BAM lead, but it doesn't do the same thing. So it's close, but not the same. So yeah, I was looking at this thinking, okay, we can probably deal with this with something reasonably small. If anything, I haven't shown it, but mine's on defense, my BAM team. So I get the feeling some people might be cheesing that. I want to see GA history before we go in. So I've cut out the DCs in the recording, but I will try and put them on the screen. So we've got JMK versus Jabba to kick things off. We're going to go 2x speed because this could take a while. So yeah. Let me just mute this because that is going to be annoying at 2x speed. So yeah, reason I went for JMK. I thought, I'm not entirely sure about Afra in the current climate. I wanted to at least just see how JMK coped. And long story short, my JMK is not built for these kind of battles. We got kind of brutalized. And sorry, I've got an alarm popping off here, which is going to go off again in a minute. Yeah, we managed to get Boosh out, which was something. I mean, in any of these battles, that's the main aim, at least, to get Boosh out so the cleanup's easier. But yeah, we kind of got into a bit of trouble. I mean, you're going to note that the big issue really was that even though we managed to get Boosh out and we managed to get Embo, was it out? Yeah, I think it was Embo. We just couldn't really land any more hits. I mean, we lost to Ahsoka Tano really quick. That was really disturbing. Granted, she's only relic 3, but still, it's like, ouch. And then Jabba decides to yeet Cat. So with these 3 remaining on the board, you're just like, no way we're beating any of these. So we had to move on. Bit unfortunate, but that's the way these things go. So what I will say, you're in my shoes and you've maybe just got a baby JMK, which is how I would consider mine. I've got a Relic 5 Amidala, Relic 3 Snips, Relic 5 Cat. Don't try this. Yeah, if there was an incentive to actually relic those tunes up, it would be this battle. I'm kind of backlogged on jobs right now, otherwise I would do it immediately. I mean, I was talking to Lord of the Darts earlier, and yeah, I was looking at his Relic 9 Dengar, and I was like, I'd love to do that, but I just can't do it. At least not right now. So many jobs, so little time. So we cleaned up with Afra. I have actually got HK47 Cron. It was quite good. So I'm going to just spoil the next video a little bit that HK47 Cron did come into play next time. But I think this is the way thing with Afra. The actual Cron, the Jabba Cron, if you like, the Cartel Cron, I wouldn't say it really impacts her that much. I mean, I imagine at high levels, maybe. But at this point, it felt like the main point of the Cron was to prevent healing and protection. We don't really have to worry about that with Afra because the main aim is to get BT1 to just destroy everything. You know, if you're having to survive, like, take hits, you're not doing well anyway. So, yeah, I'd say the Cron is kind of not really that good against Afra. Okay, so we did Malgus Sith Empire versus Great Mothers. This was a bit of a messy one, to be honest. I'm kind of tempted to look for another counter to the Great Mothers because, based on the first couple of days of doing battles like this, they've not been good. And I don't really know if I've been making misplays or if I'm misremembering something. Now, I know, just for the record, in case I was thinking, you know, what about Darth Revan lead? I seem to remember the last 5v5, I was told Darth Revan in 3s, Darth Malgus in 5, so I'm sticking to what I've been told. But, again, I've got that feeling either I'm misplaying or everyone's Great Mother teams are doing something that I've not seen before. So, we managed to get through, but you're going to see it was very messy. I mean, I certainly wouldn't recommend this if anyone had a better counter available, let's say that. So yeah, we got through it, but just not great. I don't know if I was talking about Morgan earlier as well. I don't think Morgan's Omicron actually plays much part in these counters. Like, I don't think you go, oh, I wish I got Morgan on me. But I don't know. Maybe it did have a part. Maybe even a Sarge being there played a part. I think she got an Omni. Yeah, she got her Omni, so maybe that was doing something. Just help get Malgus out. But yeah, interesting. So then we got to the Dash team, and I thought, let's try CLS. Straight away, this Chewbacca gets dazed, and that's not good. So we had a little bit of a panic, no lie. We got Vandor out, that was good. They managed to get my Chewbacca out, not good. And thankfully we did have the riposte, so we were able to just shoot through everyone under protection. But you can see there, 3PO and Chew are not looking hot. And I thought, can we at least start whittling down the sides, try and control turn meter, all that jazz. We got through. 57 was not great banners, though. Then next up, Raver against, what's his face? Balin. Forgot his name for a second. Yeah, this is actually, I wouldn't say it was clean, but it was cleaner than you'd think. I mean, banner-wise, it was absolutely filthy, but in terms of actually just getting through it, what did this take? By 45 seconds? No, not even 45, maybe 34? Very quick battle. All right, so we've got Momoth, Magungans, and I actually didn't see the last one then. Can we rewind? The sign of going a bit too quick. Tuskens. Yeah, Tuskens. So, let's rewind a little bit. There we go. So we're doing Slacker versus Glatt, as you've probably already been able to tell. Let's just go 2x again. I think this is probably the safest one on this account. I would not like to be trying C Bane here, considering my C is only Relic 7. But yeah, pretty straightforward. We poke Ezra. I think I then poke... Oh, I wanted to poke Fulcrum, but I couldn't, so I had to go for Glatt. I didn't like that. I don't know if there's something there that I missed, or maybe it's a 3v3 thing where you can go for the second tune. But yeah, we kind of struggled a bit on that front. Yeah, I think we did get... Yeah, we got Fulcrum then. That was kind of nice. And I think now the main aim was just getting Ezra out. So I think 1 AoE did it. There we go. We got the side out as well, and then it's just dealing with Glatt. So overall, not a difficult battle. It's just one of those where when you're trying to maximize banners, you want to do it as best as you can. I don't know about anyone else, right? I'm feeling a little bit frustrated with Darkside Vision Ray. Like, in her kit, she seems to have a lot of things for health and protection recovery, or at least banner recovery. I just never seem to trigger them. It's a little bit irritating, but what can you do? Okay, so Ufus, see a Malicos, straightforward. We get Ben under. We're going to knock Ray a little bit just to try and get her under. We do have to dance around him a little bit because obviously there's Critis immunity that slows things down. Plus, as you can see, we've got Holdo, who's going to be a little annoying as well. Like here, we had a big hit lined up, but unfortunately, Holdo was just standing in the way. So, yeah, we managed to get back to Ray. I don't think we actually waste a hit, though. Yeah, we go for RJT. That was fine. There we go. Now Ray's got damage immunity, so that's good. We just hit Nest to just hit someone. It's not like we're expecting to get her out. I think we should go for Rage Out of Training soon because, like, she cannot ignore the hits from Malicos. Actually, I think it might be now. There we go. So, yeah, Ben's gone, Ray's gone, Holdo's gone. So we just got to time our hits now, get Ray down, and then it's just time a hit on Nest. And honestly, Nest isn't too bad here. It's funny I say that because I'm actually running a team like this in Squad Arena on my free-to-play. So it's more because I haven't got a really good option there at the moment. But yeah, I think Nest is interesting, but I think she's probably better in a team where she's got smugglers with her, you know, and it's kooky this, but I don't think it's the nuts, you know what I mean? I think it's like, if you've got it, use it. If not, maybe move on to something else. Okay, so we do Bane the Queen Amidala. Nice and straightforward, no problems here. Yep. I think it's next special we get rid of more, which was kind of wonderful to see. Come on, Baney. There we go. 65. Then we got JML and Cal Kestis. Pretty straightforward. Obviously, the Omicron's useless here, so we just decide to chip away at them one at one. One at a time, I should say. I don't think there's anything too special to note here, to be honest. I thought I'll go Underman, you know. It's not like there was going to be a big major problem doing this. I'm curious what you guys think who've got Qui-Gon Omi and you've got the freedom to use it where you want, because I kind of feel pigeon-doled on my free-to-play to play it on defense. But is it actually better on offense now? My impression is it would be, because that way you're not essentially letting it be burned on teams like this. I mean, right now on my accounts, I feel like JML and C are the GLs that I always have flack, and they end up doing things like that where they're just taking down really scrappy teams. So, it does feel odd, doesn't it? Okay. Alarm's going again. Alright, so Tuscans, I didn't actually know that this would be a counter, but I was speaking to someone called Wolfies in my Discord, or my guild's Discords, I should say, and yeah, he was saying Tuscan's not really great on defense, but if you throw them against TM teams, this should be alright. So I was like, okay, let's give it a crack. I mean, it wasn't a great sight when we lost Shaman, I'm not going to deny that. That was a very rough start. But once the stuns kicked in, we were very much in control, and you've got to love 26 stuns on a toon. You know, it's not something you see every day. So, I've got mixed feelings on this one, to put this mildly. I feel like it's a safe counter in the sense of highly unlikely Mon Mothma could do anything, but it certainly nicked a banner or two, to put it mildly. So yeah, maybe more of a break class in case of emergency team for most people instead of how I used it as a let's run at it and use it kind of thing. Phoenix against Gungans. Feels like an old-fashioned counter now, but yeah, that's what we were doing. Now, I was in two minds the next round. I'm giving a little spoiler again here for next round, whether to do this or to try something else. And I did try something else, and it didn't go as well, to put that mildly. So, I honestly think if you do see Gungans on defense, which, again, I hear a lot of people aren't seeing them, I would advise not to... I wouldn't play around if you've got Phoenix. I think in my mind, in the next round, I was thinking maybe I could use Rex somewhere else, and I was like, okay, if we use this team here, then we can use Phoenix or even Captain Rex with another team. But honestly, just play it safe, get the Phoenix out, get the Gungans out. Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. It takes a while. I mean, I'm glad I put this on 2x, because even though we have got this under control at this point, it's still such a slog getting them down. They're very chunky with the protection pool they've got. But we got 64. It was a solid enough win. And then finally we're facing Tuscans. So nice and straightforward, just for the fact that every time that the Tuskens try and debuff us, we gain, I believe, charge on our special ability. I think that's how it goes. I'm trying to remember how the Radis ability works. I know it's something to do with Jin and debuffs, like resisting debuffs. So I'm guessing it's something along those lines. All I know is it works. So yeah, I was pretty comfortable using this. I think I did have to make sure I timed. Yeah, we already got the special, but I wanted to make sure that we had Spark of Rebellion. Although saying that, that's more of a habit from Empire, so you don't need to do that. Yeah, ignore why I've just said that. All right, yeah, so fleet, straightforward. Sith versus Executor. Yep, nice and straightforward, like I say. I want to try and make sure I maximize this battle, because I think if you're going to use Leviathan on offense, you've got to be making sure that you're getting as close to max banners as you can. Otherwise, it's almost a loss in terms of you've taken your strongest fleet off defense and you've not got good banners on offense. So you do need to come out with something good. Yeah, we got punishing one out pretty early. So yeah, after that it is nice and straightforward, because all you got to do is just control the battle as far as, making sure that they don't get any units out or anything like that. So yeah, nice and straightforward. I think I actually get rid of Razor Crest, I think. Yeah, because the thing is, we're going to get rid of Houndstooth with Sith Assassin, so there's no point actually exterminating that in one shot, if you like. We might as well just let Sith Assassin do its job. But yeah, this was a very clean win, really. Yeah, 74, one banner short, so I can live with that. Or in general, I can. Now, this is the one that disappointed me. I've said it before, that I don't like this, but I was in a position where I thought, okay, I've got to give this a go, because otherwise I'm not using Profundity, or I'm using Profundity on a much worse team. So I was like, let's try it. And, you're watching this and you think, okay, we've got the Sun Fact down, that's good. And out of nowhere, because of Spy, it goes AWire. We lose Outrider. So immediately I'm like, right, reinforce, Phantom. And yeah, you can see it's not going well. We've already lost Y-Wing as well, and we don't get a turn before we lose Han. So arguably I should have wiggled. I will admit my fault there. But yeah, I think even if we had wiggled, we would have been in a tough spot, because they would have then honed in on Phantom. And yeah, we could have put a Ghost in, but we were already behind curve there. So I think we were just sort of doomed to lose this one, but that was such a hard one to take, because you'd never want to lose with Profundity on offense like that. So yeah, we taken a Mal fleet to clean up. Honestly, there's a bit of me that would be tempted to do a mirror again in the future, because even though this is a cleanup, I'm thinking, I don't know why, but I think I prefer it. Anyway, final battle, and this is almost why I did that. The Profundity versus Malevolence is nice, clean win here. I think this is about 74 banners you get. We steal the buffs. One-shot Rey. We one-shot Poe and one-shot Rose. Nice and straightforward. So 1779. But what was the final score? Yeah, no surprises. To their credit, to Giudez's credit, they completely one-shot the board. There were no drops. So I'll give them the due, even though... Hang on, let me just turn the game audio down a touch. Yeah, even though they did their job very efficiently, I sort of gave them wiggle room, didn't I? I mean, there's only so much you can do. And yeah, I tried to trip them up on the back. I did have Jabba and Leia just chilling there. I thought maybe they might go a little heavy on the front and then regret not having anything for the back. But I may need to rethink it a little bit, move them to the front, because I'm always aware of that argument that if you put something on the front wall and if you put nothing strong on the front and you get to the back, you're losing banners by not strengthening the front. But there was that bit of me thinking, all right, maybe if I put a couple of tough teams at the back, then maybe they're going to struggle to clear and they only get 3/4. So that's where my brain had gone. Maybe we do need to toughen this up a little bit more though. So yeah, I'm going to leave it like this for the third round this week, but yeah, I think maybe it'll get changed for week 2. And yeah, just to clarify, no drops on fleet. So, that was Temmin. Let's show you Crimson. Okay, so we're up against Darth Cruel on Crimson. I've got Tim Cruel in my head with that spelling. But yeah, GP-wise, we're behind. We're behind on Zetas, GA Ommis. We're behind on... Actually, no, we're ahead on speed, sorry. This is the trouble with having the full week view. But yeah, we're ahead on speeds there. Behind on the 15s, but that never bothers me too much. Behind on the Relic 9s, that's a bit of a bummer. More Relic 7s. Yeah, Datacrons, they've got more. They had got all of the Galactic Legends, and just looking at them, they were all Relic 9. So that was something. Yeah, only 1.3 ahead of me in GP as well. That's saying something. So yeah, they got Balin. So a lot of things they got that I hadn't got. This was a bit of a punch up. But as we saw in the last round, you can have less GP and still have more. So yeah, let's show you the board's loot. Okay, let's go 2x as well for a moment. So they were attacking as we actually went in. Let's just slow it down for a second now, remember that. Yeah, so they'd played my front wall, my Finn, my Qui-Gon, my Phasma. Yeah, it's... Oh, so my Phasma has returned. And my Trench, okay? I think a Trench might be good on the front wall. Just a little trip team. The North Wall, we've got the GAC, Queen Amidala, JMK, and Rey. And then the back wall, which I don't think has been attacked at the time, it was Ewoks, Bounty Hunters, obviously not great, and CLS. I thought maybe with the 3PO Kron that might affect a counter or two, but in reality I don't think it will. Okay, let's just slow that down a second. We've got Jabba, so Jabba and the Gamorrean Guard Kron. A little bit surprised that Skando was the one to be booted there. I'd have thought it would have been Embo. Well, saying that I haven't got an Embo, so it's like definitely an unusual comp. We got Lord Vader with Pietron, we got Leia, and we've got the Great Mothers. All right, fast forward, here we go, and we've got Rey. We've got Rey and Ezra. We've got Queen Amidala. We've got Balin, and we've got Malgus. So yeah, similar vibes to Temmin defense in some ways. So yeah. First one, let's speed it up. Yeah, Ufus again. I know that Ezrael was there, but honestly, in 5v5, I feel like Ufus have got enough to take down Ezra and Ezrael. Well, Ezra Exile, I should say. So, yeah, I didn't have any problems there. I think if you were talking about what could make this difficult, I don't really know, because the thing is, Tara's obviously very comfortable with this battle, and I haven't actually tried it, but I get the feeling he could deal with Slacker and Darkside Vision Rey. So, yeah, I'm kind of curious how it does play, but, you know, with Darkside Vision Rey, I mean, but Lightside, I'm pretty sure in 5s at least, he's still got their number. Yeah, this is pretty straightforward. I think we got 73. I wasn't sure if we'd lost a banner or two there. We did Bane stat against these. Nice and straightforward. I mean, I almost feel sorry for Balin because I don't feel like Balin's a defensive toon, but I do see a lot of people putting him on defense, so maybe we'll see. Queenie, we did Traya. Nice and straightforward. We're just focusing on the Handmaid, and we don't use any of our, we'll call them good abilities, like the Annihilate, the big hit from Savage. We just keep waiting and waiting and waiting until the Handmaiden's ready. We pop it off, and now we're just waiting to be able to get something on Queen Amidala, whether it be an Isolate or an Annihilate. So yeah, it takes a little bit of time. She still hasn't popped out, but we have managed to get Qui-Gon there. We're hoping we can get... well, we got an Isolate on Padawan Obi-Wan. That was something. It was not what I wanted, but it was something. And we actually managed to get Padawan Obi-Wan, and then we can now actually focus in on Queen Amidala. So I feel like I've gone about this one back to front. Like, I've probably gone for the priority target last, almost. But, hey, we got 65. That's the main thing. All right, Malgus. Yeah, I thought we'll take a little bit of insurance here with Armourer. But I figured Armourer with the Beskar onto C, that should be fine. So at this point, it's pretty much just wait for those 3 to die and let's see Poppy's ult. So it does take a little bit of time, as you'll know. I feel like I did right in terms of linking targets. I feel like Malgus and Reben were the choices. After that, I did also go for Malak and Marauder because they've got the chunkier health pools. There we go. There's the insta-kill. So yeah, I went for those two, like I said, because the chunkier health pools and also just get Marauder's protection down. And I figured see whether his basic could get Bastila on his own, so that felt pretty straightforward. 61, it's not great banners again, but still it felt pretty safe. Lord Vader against Jabba. Now, do note Piet here, and I'm not saying it for this run, but for the one we're doing the next round, because I chose not to take Piet in for that one. Now, I don't actually believe Piet did so much here in terms of like Emperor's Trap or anything like that. I think the big advantage is, as you can tell, he's able to call Lord Vader to assist, and that is more important than I think I was taking on board when I was playing this battle. I think it's just that nice little bit of luxury being able to get the extra damage from Lord Vader out of his turn. And the Empire at the moment don't really have that ability. Maybe with the upcoming Dark Side clones that are coming, maybe there's going to be something like that. But, yeah. Also, by the way, let me know in the comments, folks, what you're thinking about the Dark Side clones, because it has dawned on me when someone on my guild server was saying it. Royal Guard's kind of going to be homeless. People have made Maul out to be the big, I wouldn't say victim, but the one that's of note, if you like. But I feel like Royal Guard deserves a bit of a mention. You know, he had his army, sorry, not his army, his Zeta pretty much deliberately so that he would have some use with Lord Vader. And now, what's his purpose? You know, is he going to go with Tarkin? Is Tarkin going to be relevant enough that we can justify a Tarkin team? I genuinely don't know, but he is open because Tarkin's a big character. He deserves to be better than he is, let's say that. And also, I would like it just that if I'm taking him to Relic 7 or beyond, you know, I don't regret it. So yeah, as you can see, this is pretty straightforward at this point. We're just waiting to pop Jabba off. It's a slog of a battle though, isn't it? I mean, we've got 1 minute 20 left. I haven't gone full auto yet, but we're pretty much there. Alright, 62 banners. It's a slog enough. Now, I'm not going to deny it. This one really bothered me and upset me. So, yeah, we didn't get Royal Guard out in the first hit. That was a bit disappointing. Then Lord Vader gets his ult, fair enough. And it kind of goes away from me quite a bit here. Like, IG's not looking hot. I think that'd be fair to say. We managed to survive him, or keep him around with BAM. But yeah, this battle is not going too smoothly. I mean, I feel like we didn't really get a good mass assist from BKM as well. It felt like that was not going our way either. I mean, you can see here we lose Paz, which is a massive blow. And at that point, you're thinking, surely we haven't got it in us. I mean, I know it's still 3v2, but OG Bo-Katan, she is not going to pull a weight here. I almost made me wish I got the armor in here, which is something I have never thought with Bo-Katan, but that thing of she would have at least then been able to put Beskar out. Yeah, this was just such a bad battle. I think if you were to describe all the losses I've had recently, like in terms of categorizing them, this would be probably the most disappointing loss I've had. Not because it was like a misplay on my part or anything, or I didn't see any, but just the fact that this is such a solid counter normally, that for it to lose was a big, massive loss. I mean, we cleaned up. I did throw a JML at it for the fact that with Piet there, I didn't want to take any chances, because obviously if we get Piet out first, Lord Vader's offense will go up. So, but yeah, let's just play this safe. Let's treat it like it's a full Lord Vader team almost. And yeah, we got Lord Vader out pretty quick. I think it was in next 30 seconds or so. And then obviously Piet's just easy to clean up after. But yeah, the Bo-Katan loss really hurt. I mean, I don't even think there was a counter that I didn't use that I could have used, if that makes sense. Maybe, I mean, obviously maybe I could have used JML, but that doesn't feel as good as it once did. Again, maybe I'm just being funny about JML. I do love him as a Galactic Legend, but it really feels like his stocks have gone down, even when he's got Cal Kestis around. So maybe I'm underestimating him. Maybe I need to give him more of a go with Lord Vader. But yeah, nice and straightforward here with Leia. Just pop an AoE that gets Drogon. Again, I'm trying to avoid losing units, because the last thing I want is to be able to find a way of reviving Sith Trooper. So we're just trying to hang in there as far as not losing anyone. I mean, we do alright in the end. I think it's, 61. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad. Great Mothers again, same as before. And I feel like it did go a little bit better, like before they had the Morgan Omicron, so I don't know if that played a part, but if I recall correctly, we didn't lose Malgus this time. So that was a positive. You know, you don't want to be losing any of your units, but considering Malgus is like the linchpin of the team, not just as a leader, but the fact that, you know, he's got a lot of the mechanics in the Omicrons are built around what he will do, then yeah, you don't really want him to go. So I'm glad that we managed to get through it this time, but it's not comfortable. I think as well, what was getting me is you got Merrin, who was constantly cleansing here, which it did feed into the doubt, but it also meant that it was very difficult to try and gain momentum, because we'd be dealing damage and Merrin would be stepping in and cleansing, so or cleansing and healing. So yeah, it felt like I needed to prioritize her a bit more than I did initially, but yeah, just a very frustrating battle that. Yeah, we got 65. So Batwall, Trench, Gungans, and Enoch. Now, I'm going to hold my hands up. I got the Gungans wrong. We got through them, but we got it wrong. We're starting off with Trench, though. This felt like a very straightforward counter. Yeah, there could be a few hiccups if we misplay or anything, but it didn't feel like we were at risk of going too far wrong here. Yeah, so we were able to just isolate it to just Django. I did want to stun him or something just so that he couldn't deal damage to us, but unfortunately the Banner Stealer did what his name describes. 62. Now, I genuinely thought that this would be enough. I've used Adrad on Gungans before. Sorry, not. Well, yeah, Adrad. I've used Rogue One on Gungans before. And in 3s, I'd say it's pretty good. Maybe less so in 5s. And I don't know if it was the relic levels, like the fact they were relic 7 played a part, but I just could not seem to get any momentum with them. I mean, I lost Cassian to a Gungan attacker, so I couldn't revive him. And that makes the whole thing 10 times worse for the fact that you've then got no way of putting buff immunity onto Phalanx. We lost Scarif Rebel Pathfinder to Tarpals, so we couldn't revive him. And yeah, my fake tank didn't do their job, so that was all in all a very bad battle. I tried to use a team like this next. I thought maybe we could get Nest to do some assists, try and focus down on the shield generator. The downside was I forgot a bit about the Gungan's kits, where they're able to disable protection. So you can see it there with IG. But even at this point when I was playing it, I'm like, oh, it's okay, we'll get down to Nest and we'll be fine. But like I say, I just wasn't paying attention. I thought, oh yeah, it's okay, she'll cope, she's got all that bonus protection, she'll be alright. You know, even if she gets death mark, she'll just have to resist a few hits. And I don't know when it's going to land in terms of like the clip, but yeah, you just see her lose it all, and that was such a, yeah, it was a bummer. You're like, oh, we're dead. So yeah, don't try this, folks. I'm really trying to experiment and find out what I can use Nest for, but that wasn't it. So I tried Mothma here, but I didn't even get a turn, really. I mean, okay, I did technically get a turn, but I didn't even get a chance to back out, so that was bad. I thought, all right, let's focus on the Enoch team, make sure we don't leave ourselves nothing for that. So I'd planned Inquisitors anyway, so pretty straightforward. Also, I should be getting Raver on this account next TB. So even though it won't be like a straight to Relic 9 kind of deal for her, I'd like to think we'll at least have her up and running soon enough. So it'll be nice. I feel like it's been a long time for this account not having Raver. In reality, it's only been about 6 months, but, you know, still felt a while. But yeah, no big deal in this battle, I'd say. It at times felt messy because of the... I can't remember what the debuff is that they're applying, the Blight. Yeah, it did make things a bit messy because obviously we couldn't health steal, so we were just relying on heals. But I think once Enoch was down, it got a little bit better. Yeah, as you can see there, we got rid of most of the Blight at this point. Still a bit on 5th and 8th, but quite a bit on 7th as well. So you just have to keep persisting through it, don't you? But 9th was doing a good job of tanking. We obviously lost 9th once, but we did have a Datacron on, which hopefully I've put on the screen, which showed it was Darkside tank revive. So I think that was a good call on my side, making sure we had some backup just in case 9th did fall. And yeah, at this point, we have got it on full auto just for the fact that we know it's going to take a while. All those stacks of... I can't even remember what that is called, the Remnants debuff, but the one that keeps them coming back. Speaking of Remnants, I thought I'd try DTMG here. I thought maybe we can just go mass assisting on the shield generator and all will be good. No. I actually realised here how frustrating it is to take down Gungans if you haven't got the correct counter. Yeah, as soon as DTMG got death marked, it was like, nope, we're out here. So I came to the realization that Great Mothers, even with non-Great Mother units, if you like, or, you know, as long as it's actually Night Sisters, they can then get the... don't want what the debuff's called, but the one where you essentially take someone down to 1 HP almost. We did that on Boss Nest, so we could take out the lead. That way, it's a clean-up. So I was happy with that. I thought, okay, we've wasted too many battles on this already, so if we at least make sure that we get out Boss Nest, we can clean up with something else. So yeah, I thought maybe I could try and get a Gungan out with these two, you know, like maybe a Sarge ramping up, but no, that was that was not going to happen. There we go, come on Marin, that's it. So we cleaned up with Bad Batch, nice and straightforward as you'd expect. Just hit who we can. I think we tried to prioritize Jar Jar just for the fact that maybe he'd have Death Mark. But yeah, no challenge here really. It's all pretty straightforward because obviously without Boss Nest and the shield, they're very weak. And then yeah, Fleet, all straightforward. Once again, we did Leviathan versus Executor. I wish I could say there was a surprise here, but it was as you would expect pretty much. I can't remember if I did actually go for... I have been alternating who I've been prioritizing when it comes to Zandu Blood or Punishing One. And it's like here, we stun Punishing One, and then I get Zandu Blood. But there have been times when I've done it the other way around. And I do think if you leave Punishing One longer, it is worse. But I think sometimes it has been opportunity to try and get Xanadu that I've been trying to capitalize on. But I think I've got to stop as far as I'm not sure it's worth the dallying. I mean, it's like there. I did one shot Punishing One, so it wasn't the most costly of things. But maybe it was just an inefficient way of playing it. But yeah, you can see we're pretty much in control. We use our ult. Darth Revan goes pew 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 on the ship. And I think we recover protection on Fury class. There we go. And it's just a case of getting rid of all of this. Yeah, well, getting rid of Razor Crest. I had a blank. I couldn't remember what it was called. Okay, so Mal versus Executor, is it? I think it's Executor. Yeah, oh, sorry, Executrix. Sorry, wrong. I knew it was Executor, but I couldn't remember what Tarkin ship was called again. I'm having a few blanks in a row here. So yeah, again, this used to be a counter, I'm sure, because the idea was Executrix, even though it had extra speed, it was still a little susceptible to Malevolence. I mean, if you were to choose the two Empire capital ships versus Malevolence, it would be Executrix, but I thought we're going to be okay here, I think. So, yeah, it was a bit messy. You can see there we did lose a few ships. That was not what I wanted. To its credit, Gauntlet Starfighter was doing a number on me. We managed to just hang in there because at this point it's really the Geonosian and Hyena keeping things going. And yeah, I think we bring a soldier just to finish that off. But yeah, very, very messy. 65 would not recommend. And then we prof versus Radis. And you might have gathered, I didn't want a repeat of... I wouldn't say a repeat, but I wanted to choose my prof counter a bit carefully this time after what happened on Temmin. So I could have gone prof versus Empire, but I thought just supposing the land burning and it just becomes a chore getting rid of it, I thought, I know that this is pretty efficient, so let's just throw this here. But yeah, it was pretty alright in the end. I think we actually, because I know for sure I didn't take reinforcements here, so I think we did get max banners. Yeah, 75, 77 even. But as you can see, we were way behind in the end, 1779 to 1811. I mean, credit to Darth Cruel again. They did their job. They were efficient enough. The Gungans did mess me up, but I feel like Bo-Katan was a big slip as well, because arguably I would have used JML on the Gungans. That was the one that I'd thought of when I saw the Gungan team. I was like, okay, we can use that there. In reality, maybe I would have been better doing JML on Lord Vader to begin with, and then doing Bo-Katan on the Gungans. So, yeah, I don't know if that would have worked, but it would have been something. So, that is round 1, folks. I know I've gone through it at fast pace. I hope that was okay for you. We're going to do the same for round 2, because I want to get both rounds up on YouTube before I return to live streaming on round 3 Monday. So that's, what, 24 hours from now. So I've got to get a move on, otherwise I'm going to struggle getting it out there for you. So thank you very much for watching, folks. I hope you enjoyed the gameplay, even if I did suffer the losses along the way. And I hope to see you in the next one. Bye for now, everyone.